Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Time Critics podcast. I'm 1/3 of the Small Time Critics. My name is Mo.
Kim.
Mohammed Hashi.
Love it. And we're here for a movie talk episode, but we're talking about something specific. So we're talking about the Flash.
Up and coming
Flash movie. Thank you, Kim. And I guess the controversy. You know what? I'm going to let Hashi take over.
Yep.
Because he's the one who wants to talk about this topic and he has a lot to talk about.
Yep.
And, you know, we're going to add to that, obviously. But before we do all of that, guys, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Just hit that red button, hit the bell notification so you know when our videos coming up so you don't miss them. And just comment, you know what I'm saying? Give us some engagement. We'll reply. We'll talk to you. If you got ideas for us, we'll take them, consider them. And if you're on streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, give us some ratings, 5-star. That will help us go a long way as well. And join the socials as well. We've got links down in the description below. Thank you.
Cool.
Hashi, what did you want to talk about, sir?
So I've been doing a lot of reading on kind of Flash because I'm very excited, obviously, as you guys already know, about this movie and stuff like that, and the implication it has for what DC are going to be doing going forward and stuff like that. But then part of me is a bit apprehensive because of all the Ezra Miller stuff and just reading into that, just how bad it is and stuff like that. As well as the fact that, that's one thing. The other thing is that this movie has been so hyped.
Overhyped.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Like Zaslav, the head of Warner's.
It's insane.
Yeah. James Gunn.
Yeah.
Peter Safran. Yeah. You know what I mean? These man.
I think even Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise he's got a show, a private show in.
By the way, and it just doesn't smell right, kind of thing. And then now we're having some initial kind of like very early kind of like people that watched it saying that basically to temper the expectations. They're just saying that right now and stuff like that. So I'm kind of a bit worried in that regard and stuff like that. And also, is the nostalgia effect really gonna, you know what I mean? Is it gonna kind of like blind us from what the movie is and stuff like that?
Ain't that your Batman?
Let me jump in.
Ain't that your Batman?
It is my Batman, and I feel maybe...
Flash?
No.
What?
I said, he said nostalgia, and obviously he's talking about the 1989 Batman. So
okay.
Batman.
No, I thought, no. Is that like your superhero, your favorite? That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Laughing at me. You laughing at me for, man? Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Okay. But yeah, so I think I just wanted to kind of talk about...
You're meant to host, you're media, you're meant to be the...
Listen, I'm not you, man. So like...
Let the man live.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm giving him a compliment. But I think for me,
sorry,
let's park the Ezra Miller stuff to one side. We can talk about it at the end. But in terms of like all the hype and how we feel about that and how this movie's been marketed, how do we feel about that? That's what I want to talk about.
You wanna go?
Yeah.
Go on.
I think the Ezra Miller situation was a part heavily. If the whole sort of the way it's been marketed, it's because of the Ezra Miller situation.
Interesting. Okay.
Because with everything that's kicking off, this movie was not just the one to connect all movies. It was the one moving forward because everything else was a big flop in the eyes of the whole sort of industry, and because earlier on they saw it's not only going to connect the DCU together, because you have to understand it's before any sort of clips or trailers came out. Yeah. We all knew that you had the Batmans. There was word that Batman's going to be there. Supermans, Supergirl. You had Zod. You've got major players from major different franchises. In this, so it's one of those situations. It couldn't fail. It was too big to fail. Okay. So it had to go. So they're getting behind Ezra Miller regardless. So that's why. Because if you want to be honest, Ezra Miller, and obviously I don't really want to bring up too much controversies, but Ezra Miller had a big poo-poo. And
he's been a bad boy. But then look at the Jonathan Majors situation. Yeah.
No one's really propping him up. I'm talking about the industry's not really propping him up. But Ezra Miller, they kind of say, all right, look, let's forget about Ezra Miller. The movie's on its own.
This is what makes me think that.
So let me wrap now. So the movie in itself, I hope it's as big as everyone was saying it, because again, I've got a very very big case of bias when it comes to DC movies, and I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Apparently, this time I don't even need to do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like, it's hard to compare the Jonathan Majors and Ezra Miller stuff because I think they're just so different. They both did different things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
We don't even
allegedly.
There you go.
But for me, the way they've reacted, the way the studio has reacted from the Ezra Miller stuff makes me think, okay, this might actually be a good movie. Or is it a case of like, we've pumped up so much money into this movie, we can't not release it now?
No,
Do you know
they've
what I'm trying
done
to say?
that before.
I know, and that's the thing. That's what I'm thinking. Are they doing it with good intentions or bad intentions, or is it like just misguided intentions? Do you know what I mean? And didn't they have like controversy at one point where it's like, I know at some point directors changed a lot with the Flash movies.
Yeah.
Didn't the writers also?
Yeah.
Wasn't there stuff with that as well? So I guess some of those things make me a little bit worried. And like you said, there's big players involved in this movie. A lot of big actors and big characters are coming in. So it might be hard to fit everybody into one movie and make them feel like they're, you know, prominent characters in the movie. But at the same time, I don't know why I'm still excited.
No, I'm always excited.
It's crazy.
But then that speaks volume of why they couldn't cut it. They couldn't, because the Batgirl, they scrapped
They
it.
scrapped that, yeah.
They couldn't cut it because you had so much major players. Ben Affleck. You got what's the other Batman? Michael Keane. You had obviously Zod. You had all these big.
Shannon,
You had all these, and you've got Easter eggs, and you've got this movie is the conception of the DCU, the new DCU. It's not like here. This is where it starts, in my opinion. So it, as I say, it was too big to fail. It couldn't fail, they didn't back Ezra Miller. They kind of hush his situation. It was so much worse than a Jonathan Majors situation. We don't know if it actually happened or what, because we don't know anything.
What was worse?
Ezra Miller. What he's done. Jonathan Major was alleged to have obviously done something and like hit his missus, but then obviously there's evidence that shows that he hasn't. But it's not all out.
Yeah, I don't.
I think we kind of have to go into it because like the Ezra Miller stuff is multiple allegations and multiple like arrests.
He's been running around the city like the Joker, bro.
He is a Joker.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
He's going crazy.
Go on, Ash.
For me, I think you've really kind of hit probably the main thing, and I think you're probably right. Like, because of how much they've pumped into this, because of how much is at stake here, they've basically been forced to kind of back Ezra Miller on this. And I think this whole kind of like hype play that they've done, like saying this, like having like the studio head, getting Tom Cruise, because I think let's be real, they've made some kind of deal with Tom Cruise to get him to kind of like publicly back the movie. Like that. And to basically continually say this is the best movie, and I think I'm kind of afraid, and the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I think it's going to be to the detriment of the movie, because saying that this is the best movie, best DC movie ever,
and
like
if it doesn't fulfill,
deliver, people are going to feel some type of way about it.
Do you guys take those claims seriously though? When it comes from people that are working on the movie,
but we have to take it face value because if I tell you I've made the best cake in the whole wide world, and you eat it, and it's not the best cake, you're gonna say something.
Facts, I do, but I'm probably gonna think to myself, oh, you probably have some bias in you because you made the cake.
But then,
you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's so many movies that we've seen, and they go like 5-star from the Guardian, 5-star from the Times, and then we watch it, and it's like a star and a half.
So this is one of the conversations that I wanted to have as well, which we will get involved with. Like,
by the way, guys, if you want to watch the Flash reaction, it's on our TikTok. The description is below. Ken made that one.
Great show.
So,
handsome guy. Again, this is one of the things I wanted to address. In regards to sort of like the critic score and Rotten Tomato scores, like how valid do you take? How valid do you sort of look at those?
That's a great show.
Tough. It's like, because there's people, especially when it comes to this superhero movie, when it goes to the critics review,
they bomb it.
They will bomb it on purpose. If it's like, if they're a Marvel head, a bunch of Marvel heads will come and bomb this DC movie on purpose, even though they haven't seen it. DC will do the same thing to Marvel and stuff like that. With those ones, I don't really try to think. For the most part, me personally, I go on IMDb. And I know they can bomb it on that as well. But for the most part, if a movie is over like a 7, for me, I usually enjoy those movies. And that's how I just judge it, to be honest. Rotten Tomatoes is so difficult.
For me, that kind of stuff, and you raise a good point again, I just kind of just use it as just a temperature check. Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, with any kind of film, because there's loads of films that are absolutely like rated really badly, but I still enjoy it, kind of thing. So what's he laughing at?
Why are you laughing?
He used it as a temperature check. Going back a few episodes, he was saying, "Oh no, this movie, this is amazing. Oh, the critic scores this," and he was using that, as a barometer. Do you remember?
This sounds familiar.
Sorry.
This sounds familiar.
But again.
No. You know what? No, strike that from the record. So strike it from the record.
But that was more like Letterboxd.
He's rattled.
I'm not rattled at all.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's more because if a movie has a 4 out of 4 on Letterboxd, that means that's that means it's consensus.
And there's also
that's people that care, and the people that have put their name, and their image to the review as well.
And there's also a lot of movies that are like they're divisive. So like even what's gonna come out with Ari Aster's movie, Beau is Afraid, the Joaquin Phoenix movie. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot, like, it's like either this or this. It's either you love it or you hate it kind of thing. So for those ones, it's kind of hard. Like, how do you look at the ratings for that and be like, oh, but this is good or this is bad?
Look at the current rating for Babylon.
You just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it.
But then going back to The Flash, everything is actually saying it's going to be amazing. So wouldn't you not use that as consensus that it's going to be amazing? Because everyone who's previewed it said it's amazing.
It makes me more excited, but I'm not taking it at face value. Personally.
But the other thing, reason why, even though I'm just looking into this as like I can't wait because I'm a massive Flash fan. I remember what they did with the Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah.
They overhyped. I don't like it. They overhyped it. To the point that they said you have to watch it to tie in what's going on within the rest of the MCU, and which you didn't need to. But I know I'm hoping that it's not the case. But then I said I believe it's this conception of the DCU, so it needs to be watched.
We're basically having a conversation about marketing and how they market things, isn't it? And is it? But you gotta hype your product, man. You gotta hype your product.
I get that, but isn't there a case you made for letting the art speak for itself, kind of thing? Let the art speak for itself.
Yeah, I think that goes from certain movies, big blockbusters. It doesn't work like that. I don't think.
The stuff that I've seen on trailer, the Flash looks amazing.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I recently tweeted a couple of, I think yesterday or the day before. There's a shot in the trailer where I think it's one of the last shots in the trailer where they're in the kind of like the Batman's aircraft kind of thing.
And the parachute
they bail from there, and then they parachute both the Flashes. And then Batman doesn't have a parachute.
His thing is a parachute, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, the shot there when they jumped, the plane was on the moon.
No, bro, and then you see the symbol.
Yeah.
I'm like, chills.
The Batman symbol's on the moon. I was like, this is so good.
And again, one of the many reasons why I love the Michael Keaton Batman, because I've always loved the way that bat symbol, like that is Batman to me.
I'm not watching any more trailers.
Are you not?
I'm not watching any more trailers. Bro, do you know that trailer, the second one, if you ain't seen it, when one of Zod's guys jumps on his plane and he falls, Batman falls out of the plane and he just...
that looked cold.
The plane goes past him. I'm like, they're taking the piss.
That look cold.
They're taking the piss at this point. This looks mad. Some of these set pieces look crazy.
And do we know how long this movie's going to be?
I just checked and it's not definite, obviously, but apparently the runtime could be 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. I think a movie like this, you have to make it long.
But again, like I've said before,
it's resetting the whole DC universe.
Like I said before, if a movie is compelling enough and engaging enough, then being long is completely fine. So
this turns out to be like your favorite DC movie after you watch it. You're gonna have to take back all you said, right?
100%.
That means
you're willing to.
That means they marketed it perfectly. That means
because that means they were 100% right in terms of what they said. And I'm again.
So we can't be mad at them then.
So
but listen,
did you say you're 100% right in what you said?
No, if they're wait, hold on, say it again.
No, I'm thinking, is this guy still trying to take a victory when he even loses?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was saying if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong.
Okay.
Goodness me.
But then I think to myself, what's the? Just let them, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with the marketing.
But the reason why it's interesting because you don't see many films being marketed in this way.
You don't think big blockbuster films are marketed this way? Big blockbuster films.
You don't have the head of the studio saying this is the best.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
You know what I mean? They're being
very
hyperbolic.
Is this their biggest cash cow?
At the minute,
At the minute right
Yeah.
now, yeah.
They need it to work then.
because the last
They
one
need
was
it to
Man of
work,
Steel,
yeah.
and the Man of Steel was one of my favorites.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
What else have they got that's big like this?
They think of it like this. Did they hype Batman vs Superman? And that's a huge. That's
But that was
their
a
two-
bad.
Of
Even
course,
it
we
was
know
a
that's
bad
a bad-
movie, but
Of course we
I'm
know
okay with it. But it was a bad movie.
We know that, but I'm just saying they didn't say this is it, guys.
Yeah.
This is the best superhero. They didn't say at the time.
I don't think you needed to.
No, but you have.
I don't
but
think
there's
you
so
needed
much at
to.
stake
Though.
now.
That's Batman versus Superman. That's two out
It's a
of
filler.
That's
It's a filler.
like two of the biggest superheroes ever.
No,
Like,
no. It's a filler. It's
what's a filler?
That sort of episode, that comic, Batman, Superman, it's a filler.
Nah, you don't need to take your minds back to when the trailer got released, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "This is crazy."
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman coming together in one movie.
I couldn't believe it.
Live action.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
We were going
I
mad.
was going crazy. I was going nuts.
That first trailer that dropped. Do you bleed?
versus Batman and Superman in the same movie, Cam. Just think about it.
That trailer.
Take what you were thinking. Don't you remember what people were saying at the time?
No.
People
Oh,
go nuts.
wow.
I remember. I was right there.
It was mad. I remember it being a crazy time for superhero movies.
I mean, do you bleed? All that.
But people were thinking that it's gonna rival Avengers and all of these
Yeah, yeah.
movies. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. If that's what you're talking about,
I'm not saying it's a good movie, but
No,
Yeah,
of course not.
yeah.
I just personally believe. I always believed that it was a filler, because the Batman Superman movie was, you're never gonna get anything from it, even from the comics. You're never gonna get anything from it because they're not gonna kill
they're
each
gonna
other.
be friends at the end. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. I never thought, okay, I weren't really excited. I've always been looking forward to a Flash movie because a Flash movie is so hard to make.
I'm just trying to see who the villain's
An
gonna be.
animated movie, yeah, a live action Flash movie is one of the hardest things to make, in my opinion, because the Flash power, Man of Steel, Superman's power is incredible, strong, all of that. Flash, what he could do single-handedly, he's more powerful than all of them.
The problem with the Flash is that it's because it's super
He's such
speed.
an OV. No, it's such an OP power.
Because it's super speed. It's kind of like realistically, maybe one or two people should be your villain. Everyone else should. Like, we look at comic books and we watch the cartoons, and he's got like Mirror Master and Captain Cold and things like that. And I'm just like, if we're talking like if you use your speed properly,
but he was a major player for the Legion when they were fighting the Legion of Doom.
But I'm just saying, like, you're so, like you said, OP with your power that no one should be a test for.
No, his rival. Okay, his power.
Reverse
set,
Flash is his villain, and that's
Yes,
it.
that's it.
Okay,
really.
no, but I'm saying his power set. Yeah, if it wasn't for Reverse Flash, it could only be the Justice League to fight the Flash. Not just Superman, not just Martian Manhunter. It has to be the entire Justice League. His power set is a villainous power set. It's so OP
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember
because he could rewrite time. He's Kang, essentially, in the DCU if he really wanted to be.
I remember
Superman can't do that.
The Justice League cartoon, and he was, I think Lex Luthor became Brainiac,
Yes, yeah.
and he had all of them finished. They were all done, and he
Yeah.
said, "Flash, what are you gonna do?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
Flash ran away, but little did he know he was running around the world just to come back and then he went around again and
One more time.
then he went around again. Finished him off. And then he went into like the Speed Force and stuff like that, but they pulled him out. But
Exactly
yeah.
my point. His power set is so OP.
mad.
If they they had to nerf his powers in order for him to do
Yeah.
these
But do
sort of
you
stuff.
think, I've always found it, like with Flash, don't you think at the end of the day, his power is like a Deus Ex Machina kind of thing?
It's like who?
A Deus Ex Machina. Basically, that means like something so powerful, like instead of something like losing, instead of like him losing, he can kind of go back and like
Reset.
reset.
Oh,
every
I mean,
single
I don't
time.
agree with that stuff. I don't think that if you
So it
have
doesn't
that,
really matter
yeah,
whatever happens.
I agree with you. But if you have that ability, I think there needs to be like serious consequences that come with it, because you shouldn't be able to use that all the time.
But
You
okay,
should not.
in my opinion, they did well with Flash, even though I still stand by his powers OP. But his real sort of foe in the whole Flash in his Flash universe or whatever,
Time.
maybe, timeline. It's not even his timeline. He can change whatever he wants. Is himself,
Yeah.
because his love for like his family, like he's such a he's a good guy, and he the one thing he wants is he wants a timeline where his mum that he knows and his family was together it was being ruined. Yeah, and the only thing that's stopping him is the Reverse Flash and everything in the comics and stuff like that. Yeah, is stopping him from getting that. So in a sense, he's fighting against himself.
I fully agree with you. I just think that the time travel trope is like, not even in just Flash, any movie is like, it's one of my most least liked tropes. Personally, it's kind of like the issue. I feel like we might run into this issue with Secret Invasion going into Marvel a little bit.
Yeah.
But because they're talking about scrolls and things like that, they could end this series with like, oh, it wasn't even me that did it. It was if they do that, bro, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Yeah. You can't put us through that to go through that. And it's the same thing with time travel. We do this whole thing, and then we go back at the end.
I think
that's why a lot of people didn't like Avengers. You know,
the spanner the spanner that they throw in the whole Flash and the time travel is you've got like these parademons of these time demons. Like there's always consequences for whenever he does time travel.
That's when I'm like, cool. If you're like, you come back and then the timeline has changed, which it looks like this Flash movie is gonna be like, I'm like, okay, we can work with
because
this.
I don't think in this one he has the ability, like in any sort of comic or any stories that he's done. He doesn't have the ability to actually manipulate the timeline to how he wants it.
It's never accurate.
And that's why he's always running.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that the benefit, I think what's good about this movie, hopefully, is that it seems like there's consequences to what he's done.
Yeah. Well, he broke it. He in the trailer, he said he broke the universe. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what the kind of consequences are.
Yeah, and the lasting ones. Yeah.
So do you not think Reverse Flash is in this?
I think so, yeah.
And do you think?
And
do you think it's the other version of him?
How about this?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it's the other version of him in the trailer.
If Reverse Flash is not in this, then this is.
I don't know how they're gonna do it without him.
There you go. It's a failure of a movie, in my opinion.
The thing is,
that's a massive statement.
If you look at it,
it has to be the guy. He has to be in it.
If you look at the first trailer, especially when he first runs into his doppelganger, he's wearing yellow. And I was like, oh wait, he had like different hair. His hair was a bit longer, and he's wearing yellow. I was like, oh, he might be in the end the Reverse Flash of this whole thing.
But then that might be how they wrap it.
I don't mind, and I never thought about making the same actor the Reverse Flash, even though it's a different person, really. It's Eobard Thawne.
Okay, the major question is though.
Reverse Flash has to be in it.
Okay, that's fine. But the major question is Barry Allen in it? You know what I'm talking about? Is my Barry Allen in it?
He's not in it apparently. Apparently they spoke about getting him in, but they couldn't work it out.
How can you not get him?
Yeah.
No. He wanted to get in there, and they said no. No. He needs to be in it.
It's okay.
He needs to be in it.
It's okay.
But Cam also he's.
Hey, don't be nice.
Okay.
Be nice.
All right.
Bro, we're on season 9 here. You know, he's gone strong.
This season, bro, it should have ended a long time.
Don't say that, man.
Come on, bro.
Don't say that, man.
Hey,
come on, man.
Cam.
Hey, listen. Don't say that because you got Iris West. She's got powers now. Yeah, Cisco's not even here no more.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.
All right, guys. Well, that was our Flash Talk episode. Hashi had a lot on his mind and he wanted to discuss it. And at the end of the day, I just want to say we don't condone anything that Ezra Miller has been up to.
And Jonathan allegedly.
Allegedly. All of the alleged.
I said all of the alleged.
What would you call them? Alleged.
Allegations.
Yeah.
Alleged allegations.
No, all of the allegations.
He's too tired. He can't even speak right now. But yeah, we don't condone none of that.
Yeah.
Allegedly or not allegedly, whatever it is, what they done, travesty in it. We don't agree with any of that. But yeah, that was our Flash Talk episode, and Hashi had a lot to get off his chest, obviously. And we are excited for that movie, despite all of the stuff that we've said. I can't wait for it.
We're watching together, guys. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Are we watching that together?
That and Guardians.
Oh, nice.
We need to sort out Guardians then.
Yeah, because that's soon.
And get that done. Maybe we can do those out of theater reactions for those when
you could do. You know what? I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe not. We could probably do like a little vlog or whatever it may be, or a little pre-movie.
Yeah, it goes.
And then after the movie, do a little quick reaction. Then we'll chop it up in the studio, but we'll have a little thing going on there.
Catch Hashi and Nando's for sure. Watch.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe if you like what you see. Even if you don't like what you see, just do it anyway. Hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming up, and follow us on the socials, and get us on the socials as well. Hashi's tweeting a lot. You can find me on the other social Instagram, and you can find Cam on TikTok. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.